and good morning, and welcome to the Tundra Dude 34 YouTube channel. We are in the 2024 Blueprint Capstone once again, but today we're taking this thing on a 170 plus mile ride. We just filled up the tank, and we're going to get a pump-to-pump calculation with this iForce Max. Now, we do this route all the time, but we did this route with my iForce, my regular iForce engine in my SR5, and we got about 20 and a half MPG. So we're going to see if the iForce Max can match or be better than that. And it's about 5:30 in the morning right now. That's why you're seeing that forward shot. The sun is not up yet. And I'll give you updates throughout, not just on traffic conditions and things like that, but we are in a high luxury Tundra right now. And I want to talk about things like the seats, the comfort of the vehicle, do the 22-inch wheels, the wheel and tire package and suspension, do they help or hurt the ride? Because, you know, sometimes you go with that low profile tire and then the ride just, it doesn't get any better. It gets worse. So we're going to do a lot of check-ins along the way, probably every 50 miles or so. And we will talk about how this truck is driving, any nuances, pros, cons, things like that. This is the first time I'm driving a Capstone or something of a close level of Capstone this far of a distance. So we're going to see what we really like about this truck. So I'll catch up with you every once in a while. Nice smooth ride, no wind. It's about 42 degrees. Traffic should be light because it's early morning. So let's see, it's about a little over a 3-hour ride up into the Pocono Mountains. So let's see what kind of MPG number we get out of this absolutely beautiful Tundra that they call the flagship trim. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our first update. The sun is just coming up. We're just about 50 miles into the trip, and finally we are heading away from New York City. It is morning rush hour, but around New York City, it's not stop and go. It's not gridlock. It's 300 miles an hour and everybody blasting all over the 5 lanes of traffic. So we're now heading away from New York City. Some stats up on the screen here. I don't know how good you'll be able to see them. We have our graph of how we've been driving, how the MPG is so far in this, and 63 mile per hour average after the start since the fill up. My little graph over here in the digital gauge cluster is saying we're getting 19.8 MPG on this trip as per the computer. So as far as the truck goes, I came into this trip thinking I would absolutely hate the ride with these big 22-inch wheels on the highway. But I got to be honest with you, with the new gen Tundra, everything about the platform is just so refined that even with 22-inch wheels with low profile style tires, the ride is very good. Now, driving an SR5 every day, I can tell you that the wind noise is a lot less inside the cab of this. It's very quiet. The SR5 isn't loud at all. Like, I know people were talking about wind noise issues and things like that when the new gen first came out. I never had that on my 2023 SR5. And, you know, the cabin isn't loud, but it's a lot more quiet in this. I'll tell you that much. Very, very, very comfortable ride. The truck isn't all over the place. It tracks very well. Yeah, and you can really tell the difference in the seat quality. Now, obviously, they're the same design seats with different covers on them, but this is such a nice, soft leather. And I think after time, and as we keep going down the road here, because we have another 120 miles or so on this trip, that's when we'll really see where, you know, if the comfort's amazing or just okay, mediocre, versus how we feel, you know, when we're getting out of the truck. But very comfortable seat, very good bolstering. This has that thigh support, that button on the side of the seat that comes up and, you know, gives you a little more length on the seat down by your thighs. It has that. It has the lumbar support. I'm not using either one. Just overall, nice, soft, comfortable seat. A great driving experience. Hopefully you can see the ambient lighting. It looks very good. Just A+ so far. I don't have any real negative things to say. I will say this: I don't get to drive the iForce Max every single day. I do get to drive the iForce Max when they give them to me, like this beautiful thing. And when you're on the highway in an aggressive traffic situation and you got to go in and out of cars, in and out of lanes, this iForce Max is something that you're gonna want to buy, because it's a big pickup truck, but you put your foot on the pedal and this thing is gone. The 10-speed transmission, everything it just comes into play immediately, and it's silent assassin type stuff. It works flawlessly. You don't even feel the transmission shift, and the truck picks up speed immediately. It's nothing jarring and aggressive. It just goes, and I absolutely can't get enough of the feeling of this truck. I feel like everything about the driving experience so far is great. My one con still is and always will be the brakes on these hybrid vehicles just feel different. All right, and that has to do with the brake regen, but it's something that's hard to get used to. And I feel the same way if I had to abruptly hit my brakes on the highway. It's something you're going to want to know, ahead of time. Also, last update before we go another 50 or so miles. The heads-up display, you probably can't see it from where you're sitting right now on the camera, but it is not distracting. It is awesome to not have to look down at the instrument gauges all the time. It's telling me the direction I'm going. It's telling me how I'm doing as far as eco. Am I saving fuel? If I'm hard on the pedal, that graph goes all the way down. It tells me my speed and the speed limit. By the way, we're doing this entire fuel mileage test in normal mode. Okay? We're not switching between sport and eco. This is just all normal mode. I'm not wearing a lab coat. I'm not a scientist. We're not hypermiling here. We're just driving as if any one of you or me would drive to a trip. We're basically flowing with traffic. I'm not purposely going slow. I'm driving normal. $100 into this trip, we are seeing, as per the digital gauge cluster, 19.6 MPG. We are now getting up into the mountains. The temperature has gone from about 46 to 35 degrees. No wind, very comfortable ride. One thing has happened since I talked to you at the 50 miles in mark, and that is I have decided that my next Tundra will have at least genuine leather, meaning 1794 or platinum, because these seats are so insanely comfortable. I don't want to go back. They're just that little bit of difference between the Softex that I'm used to and these, which are extremely soft, make all the difference in the world for a trip like this. I think I could drive this thing for hours and hours without stopping. It's just a very comfortable ride. As far as the things we talked about at the 50-mile mark, suspension still feels great. We're on some bumpy roads. We're in Pennsylvania now. Still a very quiet interior. JBL sound system. A lot of people did not like the JBL sound system in the last generation Tundra. I can tell you confidently that the JBL sound system in the new gen is a lot better. We're doing a little Ozzy's Boneyard on Sirius Satellite Radio right now. So we're rocking out, having a good time, enjoying the ride. Traffic is a lot less now, but we're still, we're still going good speed. We haven't hit any traffic jams or slowdowns at all. So everything is perfect for a nice MPG run. Right now, 19.7 from the truck. So I will give you one more update before putting fuel in the vehicle at the 150 mark. But, nothing but pros, man. Like, I want to find you cons, but the drive is so good. I really like the heads-up display. It's such a comfortable ride. I didn't think I would like the Capstone long distance this much. Again, because of what we talked about I thought the ride would be, a little bit stiffer with the bigger wheel and tire package on it. But no, the seats are very comfortable. The cabin is very quiet. It's just me and the music right now. And iForce Max is doing the job, especially going up into the mountains when you got to go up those hills. It doesn't stutter step at all. It doesn't search for a gear. It's not lost, nothing like that. The 10-speed transmission kicks right in and gets you up that hill. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our last quick update before we fill the tank and see what the MPG is at. Not much of an update. Still a nice, easy ride. No traffic stoppage at all. No wind. The only thing to report is we started getting into the mountains a little bit, and the MPG gauge on the truck went down to 18.9 to 19. That's where it's hanging out right now as we get up into the Pocono Mountains. So there's some serious mountains. But other than that, truck is still driving great. We're still humming along, listening to music, and I'll let you know when we get to the pump, and we will see what the calculation is, what the MPG will be. You have to go down in the comments below before you get to the end of this video and let me know what you think the actual pump-to-pump calculation will be, and how far off will the truck be versus the actual. Trip is over. We're sitting in the back seat of the Capstone because why not? It's just as comfortable back here as it is up there. And don't forget, in the Capstone, you get the heated and ventilated rear seats as well. So why not sit back here and give some stats? Now, I asked you to go into the comments below before I give you this final number and tell me what you think the MPG is for this truck, this iForce Max Capstone. And also, how close would it be to the computer when we did the actual pump to pump. Now, have we done the iForce Max on this trip before? Absolutely. Back when I had the 2022 TRD Pro. But the difference is this is built for comfort, luxury, roadworthy tire. What will the difference be? Okay, here's the stats. Without further ado, at the end of the trip, when I got to the gas station, the truck said we were getting 19.2 MPG. The pump to pump calculation, 169.4 miles traveled. It took 8.609 gallons of fuel to fill her back up. Regular fuel, by the way, making the actual pump-to-pump calculation, MPG, 19.67, just under 20 MPG. So what is your thoughts? Please keep in mind, this truck has about 500 miles on it, so it's not really broken in yet. 19.67 iForce Max Hybrid. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. Overall, it was a great trip. We didn't have one slowdown whatsoever. Everything was moving, especially when we were going toward the city. Everything was really moving then, but we didn't have any slowdowns. We stayed at pace the whole time, which was very good. No wind, nothing to really affect the number in a negative way. Just a nice, clean shot up into the mountains. And like I said, I drove it like a regular person. So could I have got more out of it if I hypermiled or something like that? Probably, but where's the fun in that? Because none of us are going to want to do that. 19.67. What do you think about that? And what do you think it should have got if you're not a fan of that? I thank you for watching. I think I'm just going to take a little nap back here, but you let me know what you think in the comments below. Till next time, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook at TundraDude34, TundraDude34@gmail.com. You guys have a great day. Be safe, be well, and thank you for coming on this journey with me. 3+ hours to see what the MPG is on this 2024 Toyota Tundra Capstone. Be safe.